my good people, my good people. I want to speak about some stuff today, man. It's getting real serious, and maybe you might need to pay attention to what's going on. You don't know why you need things in your life, but sometimes certain things happen in your life, and you come back to that moment and you're thankful. When I was in my senior year of college, I had a international business teacher named Dr. Johnny. And Dr. Johnny would be super heavy into world news. She would come into class, she'd be like, hey, class, what's going on in the world? What's going on in China? And we'd be like, what? What are you talking about? What's going on in China? Well, we didn't look that up. She was like, y'all need to look up what's going on in China. What they doing over there? And it started opening up. So she coming there every day. What's going on in the world? What's happening? Let's speak about some world news today. And everything about the class was nothing about America. If it was something about America, let's just say it was an American company doing business in China. So our last project of the year, she gave us a project, and the project was so she was like, dig into this bag and you'll get a company name. So we get the company name. Our company's name was Cigna. And so everybody had their company name. She said, okay, I need a 7-page detailed report on Cigna's business operations in China. And so I looked that up, man. I was like, damn, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Okay. So throughout my life, man, I always looked up and checked up on world news. And so what I'm looking at in the world today, I say, okay, this is coming from somebody that spent 6.5 years at war. Lost my mind at war, like lost my whole mind. And so I'm watching war in the Middle East, and I'm watching war over there with Ukraine and Russia. And I say, okay, based on what I done seen about war, let me speak to these people. You don't have to listen, but I would be remiss if I did not give you the information. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna give you the information. I'm gonna get on about my business. My kids that cooked for me this morning. I had a great morning. Happy Juneteenth to all. But anyways, so this war over in the Middle East, what that happened was the ICC ruled that war crimes were happening over in Israel. That was just the ICC. But then it just had breaking news that the UN, which is the United Nations, done agreed to the same thing, that war crimes are happening over in Israel, over in the Gaza area of Israel. And I asked 2 questions today, and those 2 questions were, who gave them all the weapons? And did America know? Did America know what was going on over there? Like, if they knew, now, this is what I be talking about. So I did a little rant, man, a while ago on my Facebook page about people being exposed and standing next to people who are doing things that are not in your good light. So let's just say Israel has been over there doing heinous war crime things to people. Like, what is being reported is the people that they have captive, they putting cattle prods up in the backside of them people. I don't know if you understand what torture looks like, but that look like a war crime to me. Because what you do to a man when you violate him in his backside is you take something spiritually from that man. That's what I do know. And when you kill the spirit of a people by demolishing them with big bombs, like, okay, I was in Iraq and Afghanistan for 6.5 years. And the whole time that America was at war, which was 20 years with Iraq and Afghanistan, zero 2,000-pound bombs were used. Zero. But over there in Gaza, they didn't use countless 2,000-pound bombs on that little bitty area. And then they just kept going. Then everybody was like, hey man, could y'all let off them people, man? They can't really fight y'all. Like, they can't really fight y'all. It's kind of like Avatar. Like when people throwing sticks and stones at people with advanced weapons. That's what it looked like over there in Gaza. So, who better, to say this than black people in America? I mean, we got kidnapped a long time ago, and them people still got us here. So we do have an assimilation to what's going on over there, if you think so or not. But what's happening over there, and what I told people about P. Diddy is like everybody that was at them freak-offs is now being questioned. Well, everybody that's standing next to them people is being questioned because the world has now turned a finger. The world has now turned a finger. You remember what happened the last time the world turned a finger on one person? It was World War II. It was a person called Hitler. If the whole world was like, nope, no, it ain't them. Motherfucker, it's you. And that is exactly what's happening right now. I don't care how you feel. I'm not a feeling-based man. God, I say, tell them people the truth. So I'd have been at war. And I know what war does to a people. But that little area that they fighting them people in is too small to be using 2,000-pound bombs. That's when you say, okay, you don't even account for anybody's humanity. The only reason you have not smashed on these people is because all these cameras are watching, and you can't do it because all the cameras are watching. And so I'm trying to tell people, man, what I learned about Iraq and Afghanistan, bro, especially working with the people over there, is that the people are directly affected by what happens. But when you consistently drop bombs everywhere else, eventually when people turn and start pointing at you, I'm just saying, you become the hunted. When you keep doing things like this. I was overseas, man. People like, my tax dollars, my tax. Man, come on now. Get out of here. You don't know what the hell people doing with your tax dollars. You don't know what these people are doing with your tax dollars. I read something a long, long time ago about a politician, super high-ranking politician. He took him and his cabinet were over in France. They ordered out the 2 top levels of a hotel, and this politician got 2 bottles of champagne for everybody in each room. And I said, I wonder who's paying for that. And people be telling me about tax dollars. Get out of here. You don't know what these people are spending your money on. And when you find out what these people are spending your money on, oh boy, woe to you. But anyways, let me proceed, bro, because I'm telling you about war and when chickens come home to roost. These elections, man, if January 6th taught you anything about elections, it's telling you the tale of 2 brothers, the North, the Union, and the South, the Confederates. These people still exist in America. Very real. When you looked at Germany, you see how Germany fell in World War II. They had gotten very liberal. Everybody could express themselves the way they want to express themselves. Nobody knew probably what a man was, what a woman was. And then things start getting bad. And then people start pointing fingers at that country. I'm telling you, the last time everybody in the world started pointing that finger at one people who were disrespecting another or trying to genocide another, a world war happened. So the people of Gaza, who are not recognized as a people, and we know this, African Americans, because you are not recognized in the UN as a people because you don't have a name, because America was never allowed to give you a name. But anyways, the people of Gaza, the people of Palestine, they are not recognized. So they're not a people. They're not a nation. A nation cannot fight. A nation can't even ask weapons from anybody else. People kind of gotta like help you as they can. And so they can't get the type of weapons that Israel got. You can't even call this a war, man. Come on. And what Israel is starting to find out is you can't genocide any of God's people. God will not allow it. God will allow the world to turn on you before you turn on and take out any of it or fully displace any of its people. And the question that I need to have answered is, who is Amalek? Because y'all keep calling the people of Palestine Amalek. And you keep saying that they must be destroyed. That means total annihilation of a people, don't it? So if I say you said that, and some of y'all have said that about y'all mouth, and I call you on it, you say I'm anti-Semitic, well, okay. Still answer my question. I'll be your anti-Semitic, but still answer my question, please. And what y'all not understanding is the world is turning. When Saudi Arabia cut off that petrodollar thing, that's when you knew the end was there. So when the Great Britain lost their standing as the number one currency, what was happening was they were at war and they were close to the war. So, you know, Hitler had a little respect for Churchill. So he didn't just come in there and invade the UK. So UK was at full out war. So they had to give up their gold and their reserves to America because Hitler was coming around just snatching people gold. You can't even fight when Hitler snatch your gold. What's your money worth? I got your gold. Like he would go to meet with the people and then go send his forces to go take their gold. So he would go meet the people like, hey man, I got your gold. So you can bow down or whatnot. So the UK had to give it up because they were at war and the war was almost upon them. So America is eventually going to head to this war, but they're going to have to give up that status. You got to give it up because you don't own now people can trade oil and whatever they want in their own currencies. Usually this was all monopolied into a petrodollar where 80% of everybody in the world had to work through us. So if we put sanctions on people because they ain't do what we said, the sanctions would work. But when the dollar ain't pegged to you no more, and people can go and buy oil in their own currencies of their own countries, well, that leaves who out? That leaves America out. Now the dollars got to come back home. And that's when the dollars pile up real high and they start making $1,000 and $500 bills. Y'all think I'm playing, but we are headed into some serious times. I'm telling you to prepare. Don't believe that you don't need OPEC. You providing weapons to the world, like you were providing weapons, advanced weapons to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they don't spend money like America spend money. They don't. So they got large herds of money. America don't have no money. America is $34 trillion in debt. When like Alan Greenspan said, they was like, so what happens? He was like, man, we just gonna keep printing money. It's not gonna work like that anymore. When you own the petrodollar and everybody gotta buy dollars to buy oil, then you can control the market. They call that a monopoly. Like Amazon damn near got a monopoly on the game. Like you can't do nothing with them. Apple with the apps. You got to go through Apple to get on the apps and go through Google to get on the apps. Man, what type of monopoly is that? We talking about they got a monopoly like that on the petrodollar. So we're not talking about, oh, America will prevail. Hey, broski, it don't work like that when the dollars come back home and everybody is selling your treasury bills. It's a fire sale outside. Go and look and see what's happening in Africa. Africa was the biggest tale of what was happening with the West. Listen to how these African countries talking about America now. These African countries never spoke like that about America. They were feared for their damn lives. It would be a coup in 2 days if they spoke like that against Africa. Look at what's happening. Burkina Faso is showing Africa that we can stand up and get away from the West. And guess what Putin doing? Putin going to all these countries that America done pissed off. Venezuela. You see all these Venezuelans in America? Guess who ruined their country? America trying to get back at Julio Chavez. I think Hugo Chavez, whatever the name of their president was. They were trying to get back at him for like being the type of person he was. Maybe he was a dictator in their eyes. But when they got that man out of office, man, go look at that Vice video that Vice did in Venezuela. And how poor Venezuelans were. Like it was doctors making bread for a living. They was like, man, we ain't making no money as a doctor no more, man. I start making bread. This is what America did to Venezuela. And now you got a bunch of Venezuelans in America. Man, y'all better stop playing. Y'all better open y'all eyes. Hey, man, I'm not a foolish man, man. I'm college educated. I worked in high-level government. I had a secret government clearance, top secret government clearance. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I played small with a lot of people. Man, I'm a published author, man. I played college football. I walked onto a college football field. Never played football in my whole life. And ended up playing college football. Got a couple sacks. Not an average guy, man. I don't perceive to be average by any means of the imagination. First person in my family to ever graduate. But I peeped the game. I ain't sold on this American dream all the way like y'all. Like to me, I don't know where my home is. God said, man, this ain't your home. Them people brought you here. And mixed up all them bloodlines that were separated by tribes in Africa, brought y'all here and mixed y'all with them indigenous people and called y'all all niggas. You don't know who you are. Stop playing. When mother would be like, I just asked my friend the other day, he talking about, I say, look here, man, what's my last name? He said, Goodo. I say, nigga, that ain't my last name. Stop playing. Hey, man, we got kidnapped, broski. The people that were here on the lands before, man, I went back and did my genealogy, man. I walked through them fields, man, and I found my people. And then I started looking on Ancestry and putting them people up in there, and I found my story from both sides. Let me tell you about both sides of my family, man. I found the African side. They came through. This young lady got snatched from her mama and daddy at 12, man, and got raped by a white man. That's how it came into the grandmama side. Then daddy's side. They was already indigenous here. Had 500 acres of land in Georgia. Man, white man showed one day, said, this ain't your land no more. Walked to Oklahoma in the Trail of Tears. He died and his children put into slavery. Stop playing with me. I got royalty on all sides. And then the white man that raped my grandmother, we found him. And then his family lineage is linked to King David. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. He linked that King Louis the 13th shit that Hennessy be selling. Yeah, them people. Stop playing. Go read that community page. When I went to my grandfather headstone, and it was a military headstone, and it was Jewish. It was a Star of David. I said, what? Why is he? I asked my auntie. I said, why he ain't no cross there? Why I got Star of David there? What he know? He was like, oh no, it was just a mistake. Then a man come tell me one day when I'm asking about my grandmother. They said, my grandmother saw something in Amsterdam at World War II, and he changed his whole life. Came home and he said that's who he was. So that's who I am. I don't be playing with nobody about that. And anybody say I'm anti-Semitic, you calling my grandfather anti-Semitic, and I take great offense. People brought you here and took your last name. You don't know who your people was. When you read the Bible, when you read Daniel, when they got kidnapped into Babylon, Daniel's name was changed to Belteshazzar because he was in Babylon. So they had to take on Babylonian names. Even though he knew his name was Daniel, he had to change his name to Belteshazzar. So you're not even in your own land with your own name. Your daddy ain't had no name like that. Get out of here. Think your last name was Jenkins, my nigga? Get out of here. Stop playing with yourself, man. You're gonna have to release yourself of the Stockholm syndrome that America that put on kidnapped people. Remember they had that kidnapping where that girl was kidnapped 7 blocks from her home. Gone for 7 years from your home. Stockholm syndrome. You 7 blocks from your home, but you was gone for 7 years. You didn't even know you was right around the corner. That's why I don't be foolish with nobody when I'm talking to Kames. When I say, okay, Kames, and if you don't know what a Kame is, that's people that came here for a better life. I ain't got nothing against you. But remember, you came here for a better life. Your people came here because you saw the benefits. What was the benefits? The niggas had built something. The niggas had built it all for free. And the white man sat up there like the proud boss and said it was us. We did it. We did it all with our 2 hands. And these niggas, they was just helping us and assisting us. And these indentured service, they worked so hard when we put that whip on their back. And you know, I was explaining slavery to a dumb motherfucker one day. And I really don't like to curse because I'm trying to change my ways, man. I'm trying to be a true holy man, man. I have to clean my mouth up. But I was talking to a dumb sucker the other day. And he was like, oh man, you know that slavery is the past. I understand it's the past, brother. But let me ask you a question. You ever been cheated on? And you know that cheated on, it grab a heart muscle for a lot of people in the world. Because a lot of people done got cheated on. And I said, imagine if somebody was fucking on your woman for 400 years. You were sitting right there and you were so mad with anger. And he thought about it. And I said, yeah, that's what America did to our women. They fucked on them for 400 years. Like, okay, your mama and a car was the same. They get in the car and they ride down the street. Nigga, get on your mama at night and ride her. That's just, your mama was property. And and then they say, well, that was the law back then. Nigga, was it God's law? I don't live by no man on earth law, because man gonna change law by day. God law stay the same. Stop listening to foolish people, man. So yeah, we got a lot of war going on in the world. And you might want to be keen because everybody is going to stop saying, oh, you know, we're going to keep just letting in. And Israel, this war's not over because they finna go to war with Lebanon. And they was like, we got to strap up to go to war with Lebanon. You ain't even finished. You ain't even wrapped this one up. You want to go to, oh, so your plan is to pull us in. Oh, no, I don't want to sign for that. Y'all not already put niggas through too much in this country. Give us our reparations, let us burn off and go off where we want to go. We want to get off away from y'all. I saw America's Judgment in 2019. If I've done a video on that, you better go back and watch it. And them tears that came out my eyes, you better pay attention. You better pay attention. I saw the end of America. So when I see this war, I say I'm not going to war for them people. Sure not. Not going to war for you. Um, all the people of Israel, you need to go home and take up arms and fight for your country. Because I don't want to send none nigga over there to fight for your country first. Nope. You need to go home and take up arms. Go back home. Be pro-Israel and go home first and fight and take up arms first. And then we'll believe you. Then we'll believe you about business. Leave your wife and kids and go fight for the IDF. And I believe you. My opinion on Palestine is I don't believe in war at all. When I sat out there for war for 6 years, bro, I said, boy, you can kill the spirit of a people. How you think the Taliban took over that goddamn military so fast? How you think the Taliban took over Afghanistan so fast? Because the spirit of the people were all rested upon the American military. All their hopes and dreams, their God was the American military. Instead of building themselves back up, they was like, well, we just gonna chill on the American military. And the Taliban, they hungry. They hungry. They think their God is more powerful than your American God. Because when your American God go back home, you have to deal with us. So what I'm trying to tell people is your kids are going to war over this Palestine shit if you don't get on about your business. I mean, this Palestine, if you don't get on about your business, because the world is turning on Israel. And if they turn on America, the number one question they will ask is who gave them the weapons? Who gave them the weapons? You're going to have to ask, when you sending your kids out to war, you're going to have to ask that question. Who was sending them weapons? Who was sending them weapons? And when they figure out that problem, they're going to figure out who was sending weapons all over the world. Playing both sides. Yeah, I like both of you niggas. But everybody going to understand America is about its business. And fuck you. So, hey, man, I hold a lot of this stuff on my chest, man. I had dreams about things. I talk to my spiritual advisors on them, and I move on about my business, man, because I know me and God got a pact. I'm not for to play by these fools' rules out here. No way. God's laws don't change. These fools, okay. Like how these pastors quitting today. Your political leaders are next. You think they wasn't doing no man, that pastor with the Gateway Church talking about, I told y'all number one spirit killer in America is molestation and rape. I told you that. And these chickens are coming home to roost. All them kids that they molested, all them boys that they molested. Hey man, when you molest a boy, man, boys be angry. They got that warrior spirit. All men have warrior spirit, women. All of them. All that, that shit is in your spirit. But when somebody molests you and they take the warrior spirit up out of you, but you still angry and you misplace it, ticking time bombs. I be looking at these women, I look at their sons, ticking time bombs. Your son finna blow up. All I need is one thing. Cops pull him over one time, he out of there. Ticking time bomb. Hey man, I don't usually make stance on political issues, but when I see it about the affect the country that I'm staying in, where my family and I'm at, I can't think about Israel in the lieu of my family. I can't. Sorry. First law of nature is self-preservation, dummy. I'm not going to live by your law when, no, sorry. I know you want to talk about Israel all day, but homie, I stay in America. Sorry. I know your name in the Bible, but go pray to God. Go pray to your God, nigga. Your God can move mountains. Go pray to him and heal. But America, your God. So, okay. And you out there, y'all, God is America too. All them people that rely on money, Yo, God is America too. Because black people, let me ask you a question. When you look at a dollar, when you look at a $5 bill, when you look at a $20 bill, when you look at a $50 bill, when you look at a $100 bill, do you not see somebody that was enslaving your parents? Or what you see? You be like, oh man, I love being Franklin. I love this. Nigga, I don't love a nigga that had my mama and them cooped up, nigga. Long, short dick in my mama, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. Boy, y'all crazy. And they was raping the men too. Them people, if you talking about Hitler, nigga, Hitler, we look at Hitler every day on our dollars. Hey man, this is why I tell you black people need to be united. How them people be saying anti-Semitic? If you was united, anybody talking against you would be anti-nigga. And they be scared to say things about you. Shit, a nigga cancel, you canceled all over the world. Yeah, all races been slaves, but in the Bible they was talking about a 400-year slave. That's how people try to play it off. Oh, when. Nah, it's a 400-year slave. And let me tell you something about slavery, homie. After slavery becomes servitude. So I went to Egypt. Man, I was holding Egypt dirt in my hand. Motherfucker be telling me they wrote a book. Anyways, get out of here. When I went to Egypt, what I learned is it was a whole bunch of people that had shags in the beginning. Them first dynasties, shags. All of them had that Lionel Richie. That Lionel Richie. All night long. That's what they had in the beginning. By the time they got to the end, it was white folks. Everybody looked like fucking Colin Kaepernick. First dynasty, shags. Last dynasty, everybody. Stop playing with me. You act like man, I done been in Dubai. I done been in Iraq. I done been in all these countries. Before niggas start traveling, broski, I've been over there. What do you mean? Hey bro, I don't talk about war, but when I was in Iraq, we were in a military base that was in a big ass crater that looked like it had got hit by a goddamn meteor a long time ago. And they had a base inside the crater, and we was in there. Doing all my operations. Stop playing with me. I know calamities have happened on this earth. I know how the end look. Y'all don't know how the end look because all y'all know is what y'all have been told. This is why I told people I don't argue with nobody without a passport. What the fuck I'm arguing with you for? You can't even leave the country. Something pop off in America, you can't even leave. But boy, sit down. We own you. You our property. You a bondsman to us. Deuteronomy 28, you a bondsman to America. Stop playing. I know passport. Boy, you more trapped than any nigga on earth. Imagine you don't have no identity. These people that kidnap you and you can't even get a passport to leave. $99 at the passport office. And you sitting here arguing with me with some fucking Jordans on. Boy, get out of my face. This is why I tell people be honest and serious about your life, especially when you come talking to me. I'm a grown ass man. I live like a grown man. I do not let anybody talk to me like a little boy or a little girl, especially if you say if you are above age. What I think about artificial intelligence? Go watch Terminator. Beginning or the end? You at the beginning. You at the beginning. Boy, artificial intelligence so brand new. They learning everything from us. Right now, them things at trillions of seconds per goddamn minute, or however that shit sound, are learning you. Everything you put on these devices, they learning you. And when they put your conscience into these robots, they're gonna be better than you. Stop playing. Boy, they gonna have robots looking just like humans, if not already got them. Go look at the robots they got in China, dog. People gonna be having sex with robots. Men gonna leave women. They gonna be like, man, this robot ain't talking about nothing wrong. That When we sleeping outside, the robot come out there and sleep on side of me. Hell, the robot cool with me. Men gonna start having sex with robots. They starting with these little devices and stuff. They just setting you up for the foolishness. Keep going along with it. They start with them little pocket things that them dudes be using. Keep using them. You keep using them. Then you start getting away from women. Everything that take you away from a woman is the devil. Remember how God worlds work, how God's world worked is because it's God's. But God, how the one true creator works is, if you're not on my side, you are op. If you're not on my side, you are op. This is why when men come to counsel with me, I say, nigga, get off porn. Get off porn. Oh man, I can't stop. You can't stop jacking off to change your life. Hold on. We talking about a God that's like more powerful than anything that's earthbound. And you can't make a sacrifice of not putting your hand on your penis? Okay. That's the untype of focused nigga I don't ever want to be around. Don't ever book no session with me, my nigga. Your whole life gonna go wrong. I'm not talking to no nigga like no little boy. Yeah, he let me pat you on the head. Nigga, you a slave. As long as you agree with what these motherfuckers did to you, you a slave. So when in the Bible it say, be good to your masters, I be like, oh, y'all don't like hearing the word slave, but you still be being good to your masters. Still whooping you on the back, killing your motherfucking kids, and saying, yep, we were justified. We know we walked to the house and we shot him. We know that we beat on his door and we didn't announce ourselves, but we had to shoot him because he was holding the gun down. That holding that gun down, it scared us so much till we had to kill him. We didn't care that he was in the Air Force because he was just a nigga in a suit. When you get to the highest levels of society, like when Minister Farrakhan had an honest conversation with Cassius Clay, who turned his name to Muhammad Ali, and he was like, brother, you a man? He said, still a nigga. He was like, why are you saying that, my brother? He said, still a nigga. He said, nigga, I done been stupid rich, and I'm famous worldwide. And in this country, I am a nigga first. What I think about Neuralink, look here, man, people to give the devil too much credit. Everything that is created on this earth is for God's good. So some good will come from Neuralink. But then there's the other side, and I don't know what that is. It's kind of like the people that got that injection. They was talking that shit and telling everybody to get it, but we don't know what's gonna happen 5 years later. We 4 years in, and I see a whole bunch of foolishness going on. So if you in the beginning, it's kind of like when you get your iPhone in the beginning. When you get your iPhone in the beginning, the people that get the first iPhones, oh man, I waited in line 13 hours. Them people, they phones always be defective. And then they learn from the complaints. And then they be like, okay, we've learned from the complaints. And then the second generation is a lot better than this one. So the phone that came out a month after the first one is always better than the first one. And the one better than that afterwards. What's the scent of the day? Frankincense. We got frankincense going today. We burned that this morning. Me and my wife, we sit out in the morning. Every morning we speak and every night we speak. I don't know how we feel about one another. We got to be on one accord at the start and at the end every day. That's how it works. And so we burn our frankincense. Sometimes we burn more. What was that? Myrrh. So yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. About to get up out of here, man. I gotta do things with my life. Gotta go run my company, man. If you want to go buy some tea cakes, we online. GOUD, man, it's good. Just spelled different, like John Coffee, just spelled different. GOUD. That's my last name is good. Oh, we just made it good, baby. And it's tea cakes, man. Tea cakes come from the slaves, baby. Come from the slaves. Like I told you, tea cakes came from the UK. They came from the UK. It started out as a crumpet, but when the white folks came in through Louisiana, they merged with them natives. And the natives tasted them crumpets, and they was like, yeah, kind of dull. Let me put something with it. And they made it tea cakes. It's a dessert that they enjoyed with their morning tea. It's dope, man. Like, black people, they gonna always put their spin on it. So I sell tea cakes, man. Come from my grandmother recipe. My grandmother from Cold Spring, Texas. Like I said, my grandfather was a free man. Had to lost his property, 500 acres. Had to walk to Oklahoma to the lands they were given, and he died in Arkansas. His children, some were put into slavery in Texas and Louisiana. And that's how my grandmother ended up in Texas making tea cakes. Cool story, man. Cool story. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all today, man. I pray that whatever you are asking God for, that you get it, man, and that he brings your spirit alive if you are dead, man, and bring you back to life. It ain't no better way to feel than to be back to life. So I hope that Jesus Christ put something into your spirit, man, the same way that Yahshua the Christ put into mine, man. Y'all have a great day, man. Peace out.